Does a good quality crochet hook need to be expensive, or can a cheap one be good too? I'm going to try that today. In your country you may well have the same cheap stores as we have, the German Lidl. I went to one yesterday. They mainly sell food, but then they have other stuff that varies what they sell. And at the moment they have many things for arts and crafts. So they had all these crochet hooks, different sizes, and they are really cheap. €2.99 in euros for 3. So that works out €1 each. And in US dollars that's just over $1. I decided to buy these 2 packs. So 6 hooks in all, in different sizes. This pack has tiny hooks for thread crochet from 0.75 to 1.5 millimeter, and this one has those sizes that I would use more often, 4, 5 and 6. They also had these big bamboo crochet hooks, but I decided not to buy them because by looking at the shape of the hook bit, I knew I wasn't going to like it. I have quite a few big crochet hooks. There's actually a bigger one somewhere, but I couldn't find it for now. So here are the larger ones. So as we can see, they are tapered shape. The handles are sort of hard plastic and they are round, whereas in ergonomic hooks you often have them shaped so that they are flattened here where you hold them. So that's something to try out to see how they feel. And I also remember that in the past once a hook like this here broke when it fell on the ground. So that this here bit cracked. So that's something I'm going to try out, throw it on the floor. Then the other ones. So they are tiny, as they should be. I used to do quite a lot of lace crochet using thread. Haven't recently, but it will be interesting to try. So I'm going to try these out now. I'll pick one of the small ones and one of the bigger ones, not all 6. And I'll pay attention to what it feels like in my hand, how easy it is to form stitches. Do they in some ways catch? And just in general, how they feel. And if I can crochet sort of relaxed and fast using these. And I'm choosing just 2 out of these, not all of them for sure. I'll take this 1.5, which is the biggest one of these. And then out of these, I'll take the middle one, size 5. So I'm going to try these 2, 1.5 millimeter and 5 millimeter. As I mentioned, a similar hook like this broke once when it fell on the ground, so I'm going to try that now. I chose size 6 for that in case it does break, because I have lots of hooks size 6. Let's see what happens. Okay, now I'm going to drop this on the ground. At least the first time it did not break. Then dropping in a different position. No, didn't break. One more time. No, it's still fine. Good to know. I'm starting with the bigger one, and I have already crocheted a granny square using another hook of the same size, so it's easier to crochet something, continue something. And I'll just crochet this a bit, the way I normally do, and see how it feels. So I'm starting a new round here. One thing I notice straight away is the fact that this here bit is not smooth. You know, the way with most hooks it doesn't start suddenly like that there. Plus this is a sharp. The top layer is sharp. But I can still make stitches okay. The shape of the hook seems okay for me. But for some reason, especially if I compare with how it feels like crocheting with my favorite hooks, this is a bit as if I needed to make more movements or something. It depends then also a lot on which way you crochet, because I have a sort of a very closed in position when I crochet with a tight pen hold. And of course then this bit that I mentioned is a problem, is exactly where I hold it, so that if it was further here or a bit further down, it would be better. But I would not be able to crochet if I was holding it way back here or the other way around. Well, I could, but slower and harder. Check out also my recent video about all different crochet styles to see if you find your own way of crocheting among them. So I continue a bit to know how it feels like when you crochet a longer time with this, and I'll be back. Okay, I have crocheted a few rounds now, so it's a bit bigger, and I would say that this hook is okay. You certainly make stitches okay with it, and you can crochet with it no problem. But if I have a choice, I would not take this one. And the longer I crochet, the more this here handle starting sort of suddenly instead of being smooth, the more it bothered me. And also the hook shape, whatever it is, the entire shape of this makes it a little bit uncomfortable to crochet, but not so much that I wouldn't use it if I had no other hooks. So this one cost about $1. The ones I normally use cost between $10 and $20 each. So it's hard to say if the difference is enough, but if you crochet a lot, then I definitely go for a better hook. Then the other one. So it's 1.5 millimeter. For a thread crochet hook, this is quite a big one actually, but for trying out I thought it would be good. So I'm using this here crochet thread. And again, I already started the piece using another hook. This is a piece of very simple lace. So let's see how it goes using this hook. It certainly forms stitches, no problem. The hook, just the hook bit seems actually quite good. So it doesn't catch anywhere, or it's not sharp either at this. Well, if I put my hand like this here, then it does feel actually quite sharp. But then of course small metal hooks, tiny metal hooks normally are a bit sharp anyway. With this there is of course the same problem as with the other one. The handle starts suddenly and it's fairly sharp. But for some reason this annoys me a bit less, but it's probably because this is thinner. The handle in the bigger hooks is wider. I'll do the same with this, continue a while and see how it feels. Now I have done quite a bit, and I would say for me this hook is better than the bigger one, but the longer I crocheted, the more this here annoyed me. The fact that the handle starts so suddenly. So the same with this as the other one, that this would not keep me from crocheting if this is all there would be. But as long as I have other hooks, this is not what I'm going to use. You may also have different types of very cheap hooks available where you live, like these are the kind that here in Finland you get in every supermarket. They are not as cheap as those ones, but they are a good price, and I really think these are good enough. Not my favorites, but I do use these. Have you ever tried cheap hooks that you have got in a supermarket or a dollar store or whatever, something of that kind? And if so, did you like them? Were they okay? Would be interesting to know. Till next time.